The eyebrows are the single most important part of the face that you can do something about without a plastic surgeon.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a brow routine. Nobody asked for it, I just wanted to do it. I get a lot of compliments on the shape of my brows. It's pretty unusual from like makeup people online or whatever. So I wanted to show you how I achieved that almost a unibrow look. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and let's just get into it. And also, if you want to see me do this makeup and probably talk, link up here. Okay. Now, for my brows, they have been through it. I've been getting my brows shaped, waxed, whatever, since I was probably in like 5th grade. I naturally have very full, hairy brows, and I have to say, no matter what I do to my brows, they always grow back. So that's just something I experienced. For a long time, they were just very thin with just no shape that really flattered me. Very like, you know, hairs connecting like little ants. And then when I discovered dip brow, got really into makeup and kind of found my shape, my preferred shape. I'm a big fan of thin brows. I like a good arch. But the thing is, at that point, thick, full, fluffy brows came into trend, and I just grew my brows in right after high school, I think. They grew almost to full capacity, so that didn't flatter my face shape either. I have a round face, chubby cheek, hooded eyes. For my brows, I like them to do something for me. Having a block of hair, as I did when I grew my brows in, didn't serve me the same way it would maybe a more defined or gaunt face shape where things are balanced out more. Not to say you have to style your brows or anything according to your face shape, but that's just me. I like to keep everything pretty balanced. Once I realized just the fullness wasn't working for me, I kind of found this shape that I really like. I feel like thinness and a nice arch really allows openness in my face and gives a little shape to this area that otherwise is just like a block of skin. My inspiration for my brows, very Nancy Downs, very thin but deliberately shaped. She looked mad, she was in charge, she was kind of evil. That's what I want, a nice arch. Also, I really love Madonna's brows and even her daughter's brows. That inner part, how it's very fuzzy and just not kept, and it always sort of tapered out just beautifully. And also I took a lot of inspiration from Miss Fame, seeing the way she paints, seeing the transformation of drag on myself, where you position the brow really has a big impact on the face and how it's perceived. Just learning what you like and what you find beautiful versus what your face shape is, and just getting to know that and getting comfortable with that and playing with that to some extent. Don't pluck all your eyebrow hairs off if they won't grow back, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just threw on eye gloss and it's all in my eyeballs. So that's all I have to say for now, I believe. Yeah, let's just get into it. To start off, for my brows, if we're talking grooming, obviously my brows are very overplucked. Sometimes they just go. If I choose to shape them, I use tweezers, just any basic tweezers I can find. So for the fine hairs that I really can't reach with tweezers, I'll just take one of these little razors on a stick or whatever. I'll put like chapstick or lotion down and I'll just smooth that over it and just, you know, shave it away. A little bit on top sometimes, never in between, because I definitely am trying to grow a unibrow. That's all I do for shaping. As for filling in my brows, all I'm going to be using is this L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. Probably like $7 at a Target. It does the trick. I also like the ColourPop brow pencil. I like Brow Wiz. For me, brow pencils are pretty just interchangeable. And then the best brow gel money can buy is the Maybelline Brow Precise. I've talked about this a number of times. This brow gel is great for getting a good grip on your brow hairs and just laying them in which direction you want to. A lot of brow gels can't handle holding up, you know, your hair to reveal the root, but this brow gel does that just with ease. So for the brows, very simple. I'm actually going to start, but I'm going to take my just foundation and a little angled brush, and I'm just going to sort of shape around my brow in my preferred shape, just around the top of my brow for now. This is a really good step if you don't like the look of super carved out brows, a lot of people do the whole dip brow thing and then they go in with concealer and then carve it out and it's like this big sharp line. For me, if I'm gonna have a hard line on my brows, I'd rather it be at the top. So I'm gonna just comb my brow hairs down. And I think this just helps the brows look really complete. Whether you're going for a bold brow or just a natural brow, a lot of times, say you're doing a full face of makeup and people skip the step of sort of adding some type of product to correct like the little bit of redness around here, and then they do their full face and they have these like really heavy brows, heavy face, and then there's some imperfection like redness in here, and just for me that bugs me and I can't stand that. So this just helps everything look, you know, a lot more finished. And especially if you're not looking to do a bunch with your brows, this will clean it up really fast. So there is the brow, and it just adds a little bit of cleanliness if you have any hairs growing in where you normally don't want them to be. If you already have a bomb shape, this will just emphasize it even more. So like I said, one of my brow icons is Nancy Downs. She has these very like rooted bases of this inner corner of the brow. Something I like to emphasize on my face is sort of this hollow right here. It gives definition to this area that otherwise is just, you know, skin. I love working with a brow pencil just because it's easiest to wipe away if you need to blend it out. It's just very easy. So what I start doing is just filling in this front area with some little strokes, sort of bring this down a little bit. So there you go, there's the front of the brow right here. I feel like it gives me that shape I want without having to really define it in a very obvious way. And then for the outer part of my brow, I'm just gonna comb my hairs down so I get a good feel for my shape right here. I'm just gonna follow that just with a soft little line. And I'm really not taking that any further than my natural brow hair growth for right now. Now just for me, it looks real grown in right here and it's just taken in this sharp line. So I'm just gonna curve out a little of this right here to make it a little rounder. And that is the brow thus far. And then since my brows are majorly over plucked at the moment, I'm just gonna add a bit of hair strokes down here to keep everything from looking too overdone. And these are the brow. I like leaving, like in this area, there's a little bit of thinner hair growth growing in right here. I like leaving it a little bit sparse, just kind of working those hair strokes, sort of following my shape, and I feel like it makes it look a lot more convincing, especially once I add the brow gel and the rest of the makeup. So just to finish this off, I'm going to lightly carve out beneath here, just so slightly not straight up to where I added that color. I'm just going to sort of, you know, clean up any little imperfections right here with a little foundation, and that's all it is. And that's my polished, fluffy, bomb brow. So I'm gonna add the rest of the face, probably film a different video, and I'll be back. Now for the last step for the brows, I'm taking the Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. It's the most bomb gel. I wait till the end because I don't want the brow hairs being laid up with this to get a lot of powder or anything. I just like working it through. And you see how fluffy everything is. There's the final look on the brows. I really love how fluffy and natural they are, but I still get the shape that I want, and I have some struggle brows, so hopefully if you all deal with, you know, over plucking or very thin brows, this could help somehow. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.
So, as you can see, you can have eyebrows like this or like this. It's your choice.
Looking like Lagana Estranja.